Battlefield should be dead by now. This is by Going Indie.
What happened to Battlefield?
I find this video kind of confusing since so many people have been enjoying the game.
This was one of the biggest shooters in the world. It was the Call of Duty killer. Why? Because unlike COD, it was like the chaos of real war.
I don't know if you'd call it the Call of Duty killer, at least not back then. I mean, in my opinion, COD's always been on top of Battlefield. I mean, now, recently, I've been switching up that narrative, saying that Battlefield's on top now, especially with the fact that their BR is so successful. I mean, it's bringing so many Warzone people into COD, but I think the biggest problem with Battlefield, I think, to the modern COD player is that the movement isn't super fluid. Like, it can get a little clunky. Not to say that it's bad at all. I mean, I love it. But it can get clunky. I do see why some COD players would say it's clunky. I mean, I got friends who play COD that say Battlefield movement feels clunky. But anyways.
At least kind of. I mean, it had skyscrapers collapsing. Jets dogfighting. Tanks rolling across the map.
Just recently got into all the jets and vehicle gameplay.
Who jumped out midair, rocketing another plane, and climbed back into the cockpit. Battlefield was legendary. And then it all fell apart. EA broke 3 things that made Battlefield special. 3 things that destroyed players' trust. And now, one man...
I find it funny that he's talking about Battlefield 2042, because the problem with Battlefield 2042 is that the game just didn't function at all. I thought low-key he was going to talk about Battlefield Hardline, because that by far was just anything but Battlefield. Like nothing. I think Battlefield Hardline was cops and robbers for some reason. I don't know who decided that was the best theme for the game, but 2042, I mean, as far as what the game was supposed to be, it was supposed to be close to, what a Battlefield game should look like. The only problem is that the game did not function.
Man is trying to bring it back from the dead and regain that trust. But is Battlefield making a comeback? Can it finally beat COD at its own game?
I think if it had a smooth launch, 2042 would have been a really good game.
To find out, we need to go back to 1942. Not the year, the game. Before it, shooters were mostly arena shooters, tight spaces, and very few players. But not this one. 1942 had a giant map where you could drive just about anything. Tanks, jeeps, fighters, bombers, submarines, battleships, and even aircraft carriers.
Those graphics look cooked.
But it wasn't just
I know
vehicles.
it's an old game, but goddamn.
Tons of guns to choose from. And more importantly, classes. Scout, assault, anti-tank, medic, and engineer.
I will say, bro, for the fact that there's even classes and it has like different, you can have different kind of operators in this game for being a game this old. It was ahead of its time for sure. It even has, I think it has from the top right. I don't think people on TikTok can see it, but on the top right screen, it looks like it has the same scoreboard or scoring system that we use now. And when did 1942 come out? Probably a long ass time ago.
Each played differently. They had their own special abilities, and they were fun in their own way. This made it more than just running around shooting bad guys. You had a role, a job, and something you were best at.
I mean, that's crazy,
something
dude.
For everyone. 1942 was awesome. And for 2002, wildly cinematic. The game was so unique that it created its own subgenre.
Oh my god.
Battlefield likes. No one had ever seen anything like it before. And after release, EA saw the money and they just had to have it.
I mean, bro, that in 2002, that sounds revolutionary. Are you kidding me? You have a bunch of classes, vehicles, team combat. That's insane. I mean, that's sick.
EA Games. Challenge everything.
Oh, I hated that.
But there was a problem. As time went on, Battlefield was this small fish in a big pond. And the biggest fish? Call of Duty. And the series just kept winning. Activision didn't just have a grip on FPS games, but the entire industry. It was the biggest game in the world. But DICE was building something huge to finally compete.
I find it funny, he put out Battlefield 3, yet he is smacking with the Battlefield 4 playlist.
With $100 million for marketing alone, EA and DICE were ready for war. But the opposition was pretty stacked. Modern Warfare 3 was releasing just a month later.
Bro, Modern Warfare 3 was insane for COD. Not just because of the fact that people were in love with Modern Warfare 2, but it's like you got Black Ops. The campaign was insane. The multiplayer was insane. They introduced like a bunch of fun and variant camos. Like, it was no FPS shooter was going to compete during that time with Call of Duty. No shot. And bro, I don't know about you guys, but when Modern Warfare 3 came out, I was such an avid fan of the game that I literally bought basically like an encyclopedia for everything Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. It was like this thick ass book that just told you everything that you already knew about the game. Like, that's how addicted to this shit I was.
This
no
was
FPS
the
was
clash
taking
of
over
the
that time of
Titans.
COD.
EA and DICE talked the talk. But could they finally walk the walk? Well, let's see. They released the beta, and over 9 million players signed up. Then the game came out.
Really?
And it blew up. It was classic Battlefield, but new, polished, and fun.
Was
Yeah, this game had
Battlefield
something
3 really
special,
that
something
big
new.
during the time? Because I was
The past couple years, DICE
everything
had
for
been
me was
experimenting
COD
with
brain.
something groundbreaking. Literally. The Frostbite engine, aka destructible buildings. They added this in Bad Company 1 and 2, but these were small lobby games. Battlefield 3 was the real deal. Blow holes in walls, knock down cover,
So wait-
or even destroy multi-story buildings.
Wait, so hold on. In Battlefield 3, that's when the game started becoming, like, destructible building and all that? Was that not in Bad Company?
This set Battlefield apart. It was crucial for two reasons. One, it was cinematic as hell. It felt immersive and it felt like a war zone. And two, it was the game giving you feedback. Some of these houses might as well have been made of tofu. But that didn't matter. It made your weapons feel so impactful. What mattered wasn't the accurate physics or realism, but the fun. And I'll tell you what.
Here's the thing with Battlefield, especially with being a little ass kid, bro. My adolescent brain couldn't handle all the shit that was going on in Battlefield. Keep in mind, like, I have tried Battlefield Bad Company and Battlefield 3 just because I think back in the PlayStation they had like these demos that you could play. Bro, there was so much shit going on in those games that half the time I didn't know what I was supposed to do or where I was supposed to go. I think the good part about Call of Duty is that it was so simplistic that I always knew what the objective was. Battlefield, even though like on paper it's literally just like large scale domination, I couldn't comprehend that at the time because I was like, oh, I got to try the vehicles. Oh, I got to work with my team. Oh, I got to like hold some kind of position on the map. Like it was so much going on. And then with Battlefield 4 coming out, thankfully I had more experience in FPS, so it was a lot easier to get into, which is kind of crazy to think about because Battlefield 4, in my opinion, I think was a lot more chaotic than Battlefield 3. I think Battlefield 4 was insane. Insane. There was so much shit going on in the game, in that game, but it was so much fun. Battlefield 3 and Battlefield Hardline was, or not hard, Bad Company. I was lost in the sauce. Again, that might have been just because I was younger, but lost.
Jumping out of a fighter, shooting another with a
Like,
rocket
you weren't
launcher,
catching me
and
doing
jumping
this
back
shit in
inside.
Battlefield
Sure
3.
ain't
No shot.
realistic,
By the way, Eric,
but
thanks so much for sharing
it's
the stream.
epic,
Battlefield 4 was
and it's
peak for me.
fun.
It was so good.
This was the final touch to that Battlefield formula.
And I'm sorry for pausing. The only thing I'm like angry about with Battlefield 4 is that I didn't get into piloting and really understanding how to use the vehicles because I just thought, it's too hard. I'm not going to try it. That is the only thing I'm genuinely pissed off about. I should have just stuck it out and figured it out because it didn't take me long now. I'm
players, vehicles, classes,
well
and
above
now,
the
destructible
normal
terrain.
person when using the vehicles,
All
especially the
combined
jets
into
and
this
helis.
Incredible package. COD had dominated this scene, but Battlefield was starting to gain ground, with 3 selling over 17 million copies, almost 3 times Bad
Jesus.
Company 2. It was still 9 million less than Modern Warfare
Yeah,
3.
FPS games were going
They were catching
crazy
up
back
and
then.
fast. Then Battlefield 4 came out. Another classic, just an incredible game.
In
And they just
top
amped
tier.
things up even more.
hands down the best.
Same
in my
immersive, chaotic fun, but better.
opinion. The best.
And I don't know how,
The best,
but DICE
in my
just
opinion.
kept topping themselves with every single game. Most
Okay, I didn't play Battlefield 1 as much, but I do know that this is a top-tier Battlefield. For me, I'm more all about the modern look, but Battlefield 1, I can understand if you call it peak. Because the gunplay, I think, in Battlefield 1 was better than in Battlefield 4. Like, top-tier shit. Hard to beat.
World War games were set in World War II, but this next game was going back all the way to World War I. And in my opinion, Battlefield 1 nailed something that was crucial for Battlefield. Immersion. Call of Duty sounded good, it felt good to shoot, but it also kind of felt like a video game.
Crazy you're showing Advanced Warfare.
Especially Battlefield 1, that thing felt like a battlefield.
A lot of people feel like things started going downhill after Advanced Warfare.
All that destruction. It felt like every game was this epic cinematic moment. People don't mention this as much, but Battlefield is immersive. This is what makes Battlefield so special.
I mean, bro, the
Everything
atmosphere in
feels
Battlefield
or
1 was
felt
insane.
Big.
I mean, you were
It's
actually
not a
fighting in the
deathmatch
trenches.
lobby. It's a legitimate war zone.
Facts.
Anything can happen.
But wasn't Battlefield 1 the time they dropped the first ever BR for this game? Because I think, I don't remember the timeline exactly, but it could have been around when Black Ops 4 came out and they gave us Blackout. Is this not when we first got the first Battlefield Battle Royale and that just completely flopped? Keep in mind, this is Battlefield 1, like peak Battlefield.
Buildings falling.
I think it
fighting,
was. I'm not sure.
fighters zooming
Correct me if
overhead.
I'm wrong.
There was nothing like Battlefield.
That's
Things were just
crazy.
Eating well with these
That's
games.
insane. I never got to witness that, but that is insane.
People still debate which of these games is the best.
It's not no
And
siege
I
of
still believe
Shanghai,
one,
but I'm just saying.
In all honesty, DICE at this time was unstoppable. Battlefield 1 sold over 15 million copies, with some estimating being much higher.
Those
And
are
on
some
the
good
other side of the
numbers.
ring, Call of Duty, they had been knocked off and fallen off.
Okay, here's the thing, bro. A lot of people thought COD fell off. Again, I said Advanced Warfare. For me, I thought it was more Advanced Warfare because SBMM was insane during that time. But there are people, a big majority of the community that did not like Call of Duty Ghosts. I thought Call of Duty Ghosts was amazing. Not just for content creation, but I loved the game too. The perk system, everything. I thought it was amazing, bro. We had the Mark of J back then. That shit was peak content. It was so good. I loved Call of Duty Ghosts. And here's the thing. I think it fell off a lot because a lot of people were so immersed in like the trick shotting community, the sniping community, like all these smaller pieces. But there was also like, it was so good for pump stomping, spawn trapping. It was good for competitive. Like, bro, it was a good ass game in my opinion. Pay to win weapon. Oh yeah, absolutely. In Advanced Warfare, yeah. Pay to win weapons, the weird future. It was bad, bro. Like double jumping and the jetpacks with like such a ridiculous boost to SBMM, it was terrible. That shit sucked. It was the first time in my life that I really learned about reverse boosting. But anyways, I digress. COD Ghosts
Fans
and Peak.
felt that COD was just getting stale. The
Also,
last few
bro,
games
you
like
had to
Ghosts
keep. They
and
had to
Advanced
keep
Warfare,
up with Modern Warfare 3
but
and Black
God,
Ops
they
2.
lacked
That
something.
is impossible.
And the cherry on top
that
was
is
that
way
only a
too
month
hard.
after Battlefield 1 came out, COD Infinite Warfare came out. And fans were not happy. The trailer was the most disliked game trailer, and at the time, the second most disliked video on all of YouTube. Why?
I'm going to be honest, bro. Infinite Warfare to me was hands down one of the worst CODs of all time. The only person, in my opinion, that genuinely, like I'm talking carried Call of Duty Infinite Warfare was the Korean Savage. My boy K3, hands down, carried Call of Duty Infinite Warfare for me.
Fans did not want a shooter in space, at least not Call of Duty. Activision had completely misread the room, and they knew it, saying
They've been
the
misreading
game didn't
this shit.
resonate with fans. Surprise,
Nope.
surprise. I don't
Not
know
at
the
all.
exact numbers
At
of
least
that
not to
game,
me.
but
Sniper
I know it fell
shotgun,
short.
insane.
Many of those COD fans actually moved to Battlefield at that time, and it shows us something really crucial. It wasn't just about
I feel
a
like
game in
Fortnite was
space,
coming
it
out
was
around
about
that time.
Identity.
I might be wrong. I don't know
Gamers
how
have
old Fortnite is.
expectations. Battlefield 1 and Infinite Warfare were both big departures from what had been done in the past. Yet the former kept identity. They kept this core experience, the immersion, the chaos, the big battles, and the soul. While COD, they went too far.
They lost the plot.
Even if the game was
completely
polished,
lost
right,
the plot.
that Advanced Warfare looked fun, it didn't matter. It's about tone and feel. It's identity, right? And they had broken it. Fans trusted Battlefield to be Battlefield. Fans trust COD to be COD. And so DICE and EA had won the battle, at least at that time.
Sorry. What do you mean Fortnite did irreparable damage to the gaming community in general? Because the one thing that I feel like Fortnite really did for gaming and just the shooter genre in itself is just really show and push the narrative that free-to-play games can be ridiculously successful. Ridiculously. I mean, nowadays, bro, you see you see a bunch of games for free, all because of Fortnite, in my opinion. We got the new BR for Battlefield. Battlefield 6 is free. Warzone for Call of Duty is free. Fortnite itself, obviously, is free and has a bunch of, like, side games to go along with it. Apex is free. Oh, Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals is free. Yes, it did bring microtransactions into the mix, but I think it's a good trade-off at the end of the day. I think if the game is, like, in a healthy state, it can have microtransactions. Microtransactions aren't a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if Marvel didn't have microtransactions, I'd probably get bored quicker. Rematch is free. Exactly. That's what I'm talking. Like, it really pushed the narrative that free games can perform well. Skate, also free. All amazing games with microtransactions, but at the same time, right, Call of Duty just they went more microtransactions than really focusing on their game. Hence why the COD community got fucking pissed. They got, bro, they did us dirty too. But anyways, let's keep going.
They just needed to keep that momentum. All they had to do was now not fumble the bag. But being EA, they would fumble it, and man, they fumbled it hard.
Is this when Hardline came out?
Let's eat.
It might be
Following the
Hardline.
success of Battlefield 1, the rumors came out that the next game would be World War II. Fans were hyped and couldn't wait to see 1942, but in modern graphics. This would be awesome. Then on the 23rd of May of 2018, EA dropped a new trailer, Battlefield 5. And something just was off.
I don't really remember Battlefield 5.
EA
I don't
said
think
it
I was here for that
World
time.
War II like you've never seen it before. People ran around the Western Front, yet they had katanas, they had war paint, and prosthetics. The tone of this game was wildly different to the ones in the past. Some people said there's women fighting on the Western Front, and they were upset about that. And some other people got pissed at the people who had a problem with women in the game. It was this fun little circle of anger going on.
That is such an unnecessary conversation to be had. Like, I so get it. Like, back then, it was probably just men. Actually, probably not even probably. Like, it was just men fighting back then. But he is like 20... Shit, Battlefield 5. Who knows? Maybe like within the 20, like around 2020, I'd assume. This is the conversation we're having. How was the gameplay? Was the gameplay for Battlefield 5 good at all or no?
YouTube and Reddit, but that wasn't the real problem here. Battlefield 1 had female soldiers too, and dude, nobody cared. At least most didn't. Something else was happening. Pretty much all Battlefield games are unrealistic, but they feel realistic, if that makes sense. Right? Battlefield is fun, but as I said, it's immersive. And this game, it didn't look immersive. 5 felt goofy, it felt cartoonish. After Battlefield 1, which was beyond cinematic and just so immersive, this right here, this was a joke. Fans were worried the game was becoming
so people didn't
more
like
that
the game was as vibrant, I guess, or it felt more like cartoonish.
So people were annoyed. But most gamers, we have a pretty short attention span. We get angry for a bit, and then we forget about it. But in just under 5 days, the trailer for Battlefield 5 had over 320,000 dislikes.
Damn!
Something had happened to piss everyone off. Instead of accepting their mishandling of the game and promising to do better, EA doubled down and turned a minor controversy into a culture war. Patrick Sutherland, EA CCO, said, "We stand up for the cause. Because I think those people who don't understand it, well, you have two choices. Either accept it or don't buy the game. I'm fine with either." EA literally just made the same mistake that Call of Duty made. Fans wanted Battlefield to be Battlefield. They wanted an epic, gritty military shooter, and this was not it.
I mean, like, here's the thing, though. Like, what can they do? You know what I mean? Like, at this point, they've already made the game. So it's like kind of facts, right? Like, either you like the game or you don't like the game. I mean, at the end of the day, maybe the most they can do is, like, change the vibe of things. Battlefield 5 felt soulless, not gonna lie. Really? So that's what was... Okay. Can you, like, pinpoint anything about it specifically or no?
Yeah, they made also a bigger second mistake. They criticized their own fans. Developers can have a
they
vision.
were mocking them.
Fans are the ones buying the game. So companies need to listen to what fans want. Surprising, I know.
Bro,
Listen to
imagine the
customer.
dev. He's just like, yeah, bro.
But this
Our
flavor,
fans
this
have
style
trash
Battlefield,
tastes. Like, nah, bro.
It was not cutting.
What are y'all doing?
Simply put, fans were vocal, and EA told them to get lost when they got vocal. So players did exactly that. They didn't buy the game, and those that did found mountains and mountains of issues. 5 not only sucked due to a variety of other reasons, but it was a buggy mess. And not
This is
surprisingly,
giving me
it sold less than
2042
half the
vibes.
amount of copies of Battlefield 1.
Jesus.
The CEO believed its poor sales were because they prioritized single player over the Battle Royale mode.
It was Battlefield 5 that had the Battle Royale, not Battlefield 1. Because that makes a lot more sense, bro. If it was Battlefield 1 and it didn't succeed, like, there's something wrong here. Battlefield 5 had the Battle Royale, and that flopped. Okay, now the dots are connecting. By the way, thank you so much for all the likes. I really do appreciate it.
So out of touch?
Now I get it, though.
No, it's the children who are wrong.
And then came the next announcement, Battlefield 2042.
Oh, God.
Fans were hesitant.
When did Hardline come
It
out?
looked
Hello?
fun. It looked big.
Because that's
They even
when
showed
shit hit the
rendezvous
fan, bro. That's
in
when
the
we,
trailer.
like, got away from Battlefield in general.
But many fans were confused. The series had gone from World War II to the future. Gadgets, technology, crazy weather. The game was pretty different. And it had been about 8 years since the last regular modern Battlefield. Not the future, just modern day warfare.
Bro,
And
I mean,
that
I stand
modern
by the fact
identity
that
was
I
being
think
strained in the
Battlefield
industry. It was being used a
2042
lot. If that
was
wasn't bad
peak.
enough, EA
Like,
was
or,
taking
sorry, would have been
newer
peak
inspiration.
if
EA
it
believed
had
5
just
failed
had
not
a,
because
you know,
of bugs or tone or bad PR,
non-buggy
but
launch.
because they
You know, a
focused on single
smooth
player.
launch.
So
Because I think the gameplay is good.
to
Like,
make
you
a
play it
battle
now,
royale.
bro, it's a nice Battlefield.
Yes, EA,
It's not
this
bad
is
at
what
all.
fans clearly wanted another battle royale. I mean, the company already had one with Apex Legends, but I guess EA needed one more. And they probably jumped on board because Call of Duty had also jumped on the bandwagon with Warzone, and they were making bank.
It makes
And
sense.
all EA saw
I've been
was
saying this. It
the
makes
money.
sense.
So
Hardline was
2042, when
after
release,
4.
had no
Wow,
single player.
really?
It had huge maps and up to 128 players.
God damn, they fumbled
Sounds
the
great,
bag
right?
then. Oh
But the
my
iconic
God.
classes, what made Battlefield so good in the beginning, they're gone. Replacing them were specialists. Weapons were no longer tied to your class, and now you had named characters with special abilities. A whole bunch of them. The inspiration was pretty clear. It looked fun, but it didn't look like Battlefield. So fans were
Really?
getting nervous, and it just only got worse.
You know what's so funny, bro? I played Battlefield 2042. I didn't know. Did they switch that up or something, or did I literally just never notice that? Was specialist always a thing for Battlefield 2042? Because I know that, I mean, from what I've seen, they have the class system. You know, your assault, engineer, support, and recon. And then, yeah, you can switch up your attachments in-game, which I think is a little weird, but that's not, like, the biggest deal in the world. And with how the game is now, too, like, bro, both piloting, the map sizes, like, it's good. 2042 is good now. Like, I really like it. But again, I wasn't there in the beginning. And I have seen clips. That shit was cooked.
The game
Like,
was delayed,
actually cooked.
but it was only delayed for a month, so can't be too bad, right? Then came the beta in October. It was a disaster.
I
5's release
have
was
heard.
bad, but this was something else.
Bro,
But DICE
what?
reassured players that this would all be fixed. In fact, the beta build was 3 months old. DICE general manager said that, "We want you all to know that in these final few weeks leading to launch, we're making huge strides and are super focused on delivering an amazing experience."
I don't
And then,
think that happened.
on November 19th, the game came out. 2042 was unplayable.
Oh
Most of
my
the issues
God.
were still there from the beta. Yet there was even more. Players noticed terrain destruction had a huge downgrade. Before you could level buildings, and now you could maybe break a wall. Plus, some parts of the game didn't work as intended. It ended up being the lowest rated Battlefield game ever. And on Steam,
Really?
even worse. This wasn't a good game, and it also didn't feel like Battlefield.
Whoa. We're talking worse than Hardline? Chad, I thought Hardline was the most hated Battlefield of all time because it was nothing like Battlefield. Nothing. That was cops and robbers. I'm actually surprised. Damn, it was that bad, huh? 'Cause, bro, I mean, from what I can tell, this is night and day compared to where the game is at now. The game is good. I like it, dude. I was playing it a few weeks, like maybe a month before Battlefield 6 was coming out, and I was grinding that shit. Low-key, I still want to go back and play with the pilots. Crazy. Did not
How did this
expect
happen?
that.
Well, behind the scenes, things were a disaster. Battlefield was being overhauled to be a battle royale, but also
Siege of
it was
Shanghai?
on a brand new engine, Frostbite 3.
Yo, can we bring
The new
that map
engine took
back?
18 months
Like,
on
seriously?
its own. In 2042, well, the game only ended up having 15 months of development time. And it just gets worse. Before development on 2042,
15 months
DICE
to
was
make a
just
Battlefield game?
shedding
That sounds
talent. But not just
cooked.
any talent, senior developers, general managers, heads of department, people who together had literal centuries of experience. So why was this all happening? Well, surprise, surprise, working under EA was hell. Hours were long, and development on the new engine was pretty tedious. Not to mention, DICE was in a chokehold. All of their
They had
ideas were being
gaming
shot down and
sweatshops,
replaced
chat.
by EA's big ambitions.
That's,
Most
I
of the
mean,
devs on 2042 were young and new and had to navigate an even bigger challenge, which was
Oh, dude.
2042 had to be on previous gen consoles. I'm talking Xbox One and PS4, consoles that were nearly a decade old at the time.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I mean, I love the PS4. I've been playing with the PS4 since day one. I still have a PS4 that is hooked up right to my left, and that thing is still chilling. But we gotta stop making games on that on the PS4, bro. How old is the PS4? When did Call of Duty Ghosts come out? When did Battlefield 4 come out? Because the day I got Battlefield 4 was the day I got the PS4. I think it came around the same time. Came out around the same 2013. It is kind of weird, bro. Now that I'm like watching the video, like there's no middle ground with Battlefield, at least from what I've noticed. Like it's either the game is fucking peak or it's trash. There's no middle ground at all.
Reminder, this game had 128 players, giant maps, and next-gen graphics. It had to have been optimization.
But yeah, no, we got to stop
hell
making
these
games for
developers.
the PS4. Like
Basically
100%.
impossible. I don't even know how they're supposed to accomplish that.
Yeah, that's
But
facts.
EA, I guess, didn't want to isolate those old players. So DICE ended up having to scramble to get this game done, and they couldn't do it alone. So EA brought in 3 separate studios to help. Ripple Effect,
Oh,
EA
God.
Gothenburg, and Criterion Games. Criterion even had to halt development on Need for Speed just to help DICE out. Navigating between
Bro, when a
4
company has to
companies
outsource
in
to try and
different
finish
countries
their
on
game,
one
you know
project
shit is bad.
had to have been a nightmare.
And
Organize
that's not to say outsourcing is bad, but it's like they're doing it because they're on a time crunch, bro. Like they are freaking out.
Organizing just one team is so hard. But 4 companies plus Big Papa EA looming over them, this ended up being the biggest development team for any Battlefield. And much of the staff were still stuck in lockdown during all of this. This task was impossible.
They were
Yet
doing this shit
EA
during
wouldn't
COVID.
push back the
Dude,
deadline.
no wonder.
EA only gave them an extra few weeks, and that was it. So obviously, 2042 crashed and burned. EA had set up DICE to fail. Not only did 2042 break the first 2 problems, identity and actually listening to fans, but they broke the third. The third aspect to keep fans' trust or lose it. And that's quality. Fans might disagree on what makes Battlefield special, but all of them want a game that actually works.
Bro, can we just like talk about how insane of a game Battlefield like really is? Like let's just make this make sense, right? Because bro, Battlefield, like not only do you need to make a game that is both optimized but also is like high quality, yet your game is built off of the fact that there is explosions and VFX and falling buildings and falling apart and rubbles and pebbles and all these small things that could, like, if not optimized properly, could literally blow up your computer or your console. Like, Battlefield is an insane concept for a game, in my opinion, especially for online play. Like, it's ridiculous. It really is, bro. Because you have all these moving parts. Even me right now, like, I'm trying to figure out how the red sec, like, just end zone, you know, the zone that pushes everybody in with the explosions isn't causing my computer to just completely fry, because it's just moving parts the whole time. Like you look outside the map at any time, look at the zone, it's just exploding pieces, and how it's not like knocking down any frames on my PC is kind of insane. Like genuinely.
Most games have some bugs, but this was different. Not only that,
So it's
DICE
like when
promised
this
the game
kind of
would be
game
much
has
better
bugs,
than the
bro,
beta
like I
after
think they're
launch.
very,
And it wasn't.
very apparent.
This
Like it's
really
easy to
hurt
spot.
players' trust. DICE had lied, and EA wasn't being just sloppy.
It's a
they were being
constant movie.
negligent. They
Exactly.
stifled DICE's control, annoyed senior leaders to make them leave, and expected a giant game in 15 months. EA, surprisingly, I guess is how many times I can say that, but they let greed lead their way and had completely broken fans' trust. They had
Microtransactions?
And ignored those fans and
What are we
pushed
talking
them
about?
over the edge. And now many of them are gone. After the game launched, the remaining senior staff were done too, including Alexander Grondal, executive producer who left after 14 years at DICE. And sadly, many more followed.
Wow.
And it doesn't surprise me. They were burned out, they were overworked, and they left DICE for better pastures. Fans, as I said, also moved on to other shooters. Battlefield wasn't even on thin ice anymore. It was gone. And fans were just sad.
High
They
key,
mourned
bro,
their favorite
I would love to
series,
know what those
but
other
with bad
shooters are
sales,
because
who knew if EA would even bother
even
with
COD
Battlefield again?
players were struggling.
But EA
We were really
finally,
struggling around
at
this
some
time,
point,
too.
did realize they messed up. They knew if they wanted fans to come back, they had to regain their trust. They had to get the identity and the quality right. But also, listen to what fans really wanted. Not make what executives want or what critics want, but what fans want. So EA actually did something unexpected. Instead of throwing Battlefield to the side or forcing DICE to make another game right away, they began investing more money. In December, EA merged all 4 studios, including DICE, into one major team, Battlefield
Really?
Studios.
Really?
That's great, but that wasn't the problem. The series lacked something else, something important. A clear, experienced leader to guide this game. Someone who knew what fans wanted. And luckily, EA found the perfect man. This is the man who co-founded Infinity Ward, who made Modern Warfare 1 and 2. Many call these the best FPS games of all time. He also co-founded Respawn, who made Apex Legends, Jedi Fallen Order, and best of all, Titanfall 2, a shooter so good, fans are still begging for a sequel 10 years later.
Yo, that is a god tier resume. That is actually a god tier resume. Co-founded Infinity Ward, helped make Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2, Titanfall 2, and what was that? Did he say Apex also? Jesus Christ.
Vince Zampella. Once Battlefield's biggest rival, the man behind the most beloved and critically acclaimed of all Call of Duty games, was now here with Battlefield to save it. And fans were happy. Perhaps because it felt like there was some hope. But then Battlefield Studios, after this hire, after all these changes, they went quiet. They stopped talking for a long time.
Because they went into
Finally,
the lab,
in
right?
February of 2025, something caught the
They
attention
went
of fans.
into the fucking
Battlefield
lab.
Labs, a pre-alpha of a new game.
Well, literally
Something
the
was
labs, but
different.
like,
First off, the gameplay looked good, like real good. It wasn't World War II. It didn't have this wacky action or any of this weird sci-fi stuff. It felt modern and real.
bro,
like
that's kind of
Battlefield.
gas.
The identity
They went
felt like it
incognito
was
and
back on
started
track.
cooking
It was
something
modern.
up.
It was gritty. It was immersive. It was Battlefield. But Vince wasn't done. The focus was now firmly on player feedback, listening to fans. Vince explained that this game has so much potential. And to find that potential, with us being pre-alpha, now is the time to test the experiences our team have been building for our upcoming launch. Byron Bede, the franchise general manager, also said, we have to find gameplay that really resonates with the players and then build on that. These leaders got it. This wasn't EA, the overlord, demanding a battle royale and you'll buy it and like it. This was DICE from the old days. And Battlefield was following
That's
the fun
gas.
again. And then, on July 22nd of 2025, came the first trailer.
Bro, the amount of people that were gassing up this trailer.
Fans were
I mean, it was
flabbergasted.
hype though.
Where had this
It
game been
was hype.
all of our
I
lives?
saw it
People were
everywhere on
flocking
my
to the
TikTok
trailers,
feed.
Many for an unexpected reason. But firstly, the game looked incredible. The tone, it was all back. The iconic classes, back. Terrain destruction, back.
Bro, I will say, bro, the Call of Duty community was like eating this shit up. Like they wanted to be a part of this. But the Battlefield community was just like, nah, bro, we don't want you here. We've been having it just as bad as you. Don't come here. We don't want you. Please. Let us have something. It was so funny. Like people are still at each other's throats right now. I think the Call of Duty and the Battlefield community like are at a point where they're like starting to harmonize, right? Because at first it was the Battlefield community like really shitting on the COD community, but now the COD community is kind of just like, hey, can you just shut the fuck up and let us play the game? God damn it! We're not gonna change the game. We just want to play it, and that's kind of where we're at right now.
Lobby sizes, huge. It was beautiful. They had nailed it, and fans were thrilled. It was like an old.
To be fair, though,
return.
in the beginning,
and the trailer
COD,
got tens of millions
COD
of
players
views
were
in just a
giving
matter
some
of days.
dog shit takes.
And
Now I
hundreds
think
of
they're pretty
thousands of
good,
likes. But behind the hype,
early stages,
there was something deeper.
not good takes.
Something else was
I'm not
going
gonna
on
bring up
that just
names.
was pushing fans from hype to almost ravenous about this game. Something else was going on in the industry, and we need to look no further than Battlefield's old rival, Call of Duty. Now, Black Ops 7 was announced around the same time with a strange science fiction premise. And this showed a bigger problem. Something that Battlefield had been struggling with. Call of Duty had now lost its identity. Why?
Facts.
2 words.
Facts.
Crossover skins.
Facts.
The whole industry continues to try to be Fortnite. For some reason, Call of Duty had lost its charm and turned into Activision's crossover of the month. And no surprise, fans were sick of it. I mean, what even is this? Call of Duty lost its
I don't
identity.
want to look at it.
And with Black Ops 7 coming out,
I don't want to
frustration
look
had
at
reached
it.
a boiling point. What were fans wanting? They were wanting a grittier, fun, immersive shooter. Not this. And Battlefield was happy to give it to them. Battlefield's design director said it has to be grounded. That is what Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 was. It was all soldiers on the ground. It's going to be like this. I don't think it needs Nicki Minaj. Let's just keep it real, keep it grounded. And in just 1 hour, Battlefield 6's
Bro,
trailer got more likes than
That's
Black
such
Ops
a fair
7,
take.
with a fraction of the views. And then DICE just put the icing on the donut with their second trailer.
Oh my god. I know what this is. I literally thought this was a Call of Duty trailer for a second. I zoned out literally just like, I'm not even kidding, bro. That's insane. I zoned out for a second. I looked at this and I was like, oh god, is this a COD microtransaction skin? And then I remembered this is what fucking Battlefield did.
Hey boys, we're here to do one thing. One thing.
Who was that?
Doesn't matter. Let's move.
I love this ad.
That's gas.
It is just
It's
fantastic.
gas.
It's so petty, but in a perfect way. Just poking fun at COD and bringing back that old 90s and 2000s competitive video game marketing. It's great stuff. Just 2 thumbs up.
Facts.
But even though Battlefield was riding high, one comment continues to pop up over and over. Thousands and thousands of them on every trailer, on every article, gameplay video. And that is
I'm
no
leaking
pre-orders.
my Battlefield 6
Trust
is
had
so,
been broken.
Bro, it's so
and fans
good. It
weren't
really
ready
is.
to hand over their money just yet. And they were all chanting the same thing. Hold the line. So EA and Battlefield Studios, they had to earn back that trust. The signs were good, but there's still one more thing that players were wanting to know. Quality. It had to be functional. No
The game
game-breaking
is fire.
bugs like 2042. So the question is, will 6 be any good?
This is
Bro.
Battlefield, baby.
Battlefield 6 has genuinely had some of the
actually feels
smoothest
like a Battlefield
game
game,
launches
you know?
I have ever
The
seen
beta was amazing.
in
It
any
felt polished,
FPS genre.
refined.
Like, it's
it felt
insane.
like a finished product.
It is insane.
Had some bugs,
Not
for sure.
just the
But compared to
multiplayer, but
2042,
also the BR.
This was great.
It's
This was
ridiculous.
unreal. Right? Not only was it fun, it was cinematic and it worked.
Bro, the craziest bug I've seen in Battlefield 6 for the most part is there's only really 2. One with the ladder, like the assault ladder, where if you tried going up and you kind of hopped on it, you'd get launched, which low-key was a fun glitch. Like, it wasn't even anything, like, mind-blowing. And then the second one is sometimes you'd, like, hop over a little hill and it'd throw you, like, 10 feet into the air, which didn't really do anything either because it would happen, like, once in a blue moon. There are other things, like, here and there, like, sometimes you can't get out of the settings for the thing, but like there are ways around that. But like overall, bro, the gameplay, like just gameplay wise, smooth like butter.
Never mind.
Gonna? Oh,
That's
damn, that was
sick.
Battlefield.
But what about the destruction? Well, DICE heard people's complaints about 2042, one of the many. So they cranked it up, way up.
Like, how is that not frying
It
your
felt like
PC?
Battlefield had that magic formula again. You know, with these buildings, the classes, the terrain, the big vehicles, all these players. And again, most of all, you could feel the immersion. And fans, they're returning. They're even resurfacing to share their old favorite memories of old games.
Battlefield 4.
And after the beta closed, players were
Peak.
sitting with that
Siege of
Battlefield
Shanghai,
itch,
bring
like
it back.
a sponge with no water. Vince and the team have somehow got the 3 aspects right with the beta. First, they got identity. They nailed the immersion, the classes, the destruction, the vehicles, that Battlefield feeling. Second, they are listening to fans with Battlefield Labs. They're taking feedback. They're building a game fans want, not just what developers want. And thirdly, they're building it to be of quality. Battlefield 6 is looking to be good, polished, and fun.
True, bro. They
And all
made
of
a
these
good
are
game.
part of something bigger.
They made a
Trust.
really good game and a
EA
really
and
good
DICE
launch.
broke fans' trust. And so the question is, will 6 be enough to rebuild? Battlefield looks to be making a turn.
How are
right at the
reviews
perfect
on
time
Battlefield
when
6?
its
Like, what is the
competitor,
official
Call of
rating?
Duty is looking to be making the same mistakes EA has been making for the past 8 years. Did EA pull it off? Did they rebuild that trust?
Are we going to see the rating?
Is Battlefield alive?
Show me. 10
Or is
out
it
of 10.
finally dead?
Let's see.
What do I think? Honestly, this is the first time in years that it has felt like a Battlefield again to me.
Tanks, 3 tanks, 3 tanks, 3 tanks, 4 tanks, 4 tanks, 5 tanks, Tyler, 5. Get the out of here. There's 5 tanks.
bro.
Holy shit.
The calls for no pre-orders just changed to something else.
We are back, baby. We are
That actually,
We're
that
back.
feeling must be so nice.
We are back.
Your
7
community
million
just
sales in
has
just 3
faith in the
days.
game.
172 million matches in the first weekend, plus 15 million hours streamed over that same weekend. And the craziest part, wildly positive reviews. This was a complete 180 to how 2042 was
That's
received.
insane, bro.
Fans breathed a deep sigh.
And 2042 is so good in my opinion now.
Dude, it was back. It's not perfect. No game is ever perfect. Fans are being very vocal with their feedback. But the developers are listening. Bugs are being patched quick, along with balance changes to where players want. Plus, there's more coming and no sign of crossover skins. As a Battlefield veteran, I'm safe to say that this is the best Battlefield ever. Not only were
I
fans
will say the
celebrating,
only thing that they
so
could
were the
genuinely do better is
developers.
give us like
Byron
larger
Beach
scale
said,
maps for the people
"First
that
and
really enjoy
foremost,
using the
we
vehicles.
want to thank our players. Together,
'Cause
with
Blackwell
our players,
Fields,
we've
the new
had a
one that they
singular
dropped,
goal,
little
to
small
craft
for the pilots.
best Battlefield
Little
ever.
small.
And Vince Zampella said, "I want to express our sincere gratitude to our global
Give me some like Battlefield
studios,
4 size
passionate
maps,
community
because
that
the
has helped us get
OGs
to
will
this point.
love that for
We have
sure.
so much more to come." Vince and the team got the 3 aspects right. The immersion, the classes, the destruction, the vehicles, the Battlefield feeling. It had quality, it was polished and fun, just day one. How often is it that a big AAA game comes out and not
I
only
mean, bro,
works,
the destruction
but
is
it's this
insane.
good? But most of all, the developers
Vehicle only
listened
map? I
closely
don't know
to
if they
fans
have
with
vehicle
Battlefield
only
Labs,
maps. I'd
taking feedback and
I don't know
building
if that was
game
a thing
fans
or not
actually
in the
want,
older
not just what
Battlefields,
developers
but-
want. And that's why Battlefield is
they're
back.
cooking
For
things up,
years,
bro.
EA chased trends. But now, Battlefield remembered something simple. The game doesn't need to be anything else. It just needs to be Battlefield. The experience, the feel that fans itch to play, which nothing else can satisfy but Battlefield. 7 million players, they all came back for that feeling, for that promise. They were returning home. Battlefield was never dead. It came close, but it had just forgotten what made it Battlefield. Now fans are welcoming
I think
it back.
2042 again,
Best
like
part,
I guess
trust is
like
being rebuilt.
identity-wise,
And that's
it
why
knew what it was
I
trying
believe
to be. At least at
Battlefield
the
will
end,
never die.
I think 2042 like knew what it was trying to go for. It's just that because of the fact that the quality of the game was so bad, it was literally just unplayable. People said, "Fuck it!" Like I want no part of this, none whatsoever, and just moved on. But overall, bro, Battlefield 6, great game. They did an amazing job. Great launch. The BR is also going great. It's optimized. It feels nice. It's really fun. Honestly, I think they could do even more Battlefield. And by that, I just mean like bigger size maps. You know, get crazier with it. Give me a siege of Shanghai. Give me a skyscraper that'll fall on like another side of the map. I want to see some crazy ass shit. But hey, W video.